6-month-old Joey Dick is a happy baby and a lucky one. His young mother, Amy, decided to keep him.
I love it. I love it. I don't know what I'd do without him.
Amy is 19 years old, and like most girls her age who get pregnant, she was worried.
But it's really scary. So it'd be, sometimes you don't think you have any choices.
The choices are clear. If a girl decides to carry her pregnancy to term, she has two options. Counselors like Chris Yardis help young moms make their decision.
For some girls, that means looking at adoption. For some girls, that means looking at parenting. How will they make those things work for them?
On the average, about 1,000 children are available for adoption in Idaho at any one time. About 50 of those are adopted each year. For those young mothers who don't want to put their child up for adoption, they can come to a place like this, the Salvation Army Booth Home. The Booth Home offers daycare, housing, and general support for girls.
Good afternoon, Salvation Army Booth.
17-year-old Moria Smith has lived at the Booth Home for 2 years with her 1-year-old daughter, Alexis. Moria goes to school at Booth, and she spends part of the day working in the office.
I know I was in denial for a while when I first found out I was pregnant, because of course you think, oh, that couldn't happen to me, or that can't be. But I could never abandon a child. I don't think that ever went through my mind.
It's hard, but it all works out sooner or later.
And having alternatives helps things work out for both mother and child. Ken Garland, Channel 6 News.
Go in and do some further check.
This may look like an emergency situation, but it was only practice. Practice for when the real thing does occur. Hazardous material crews and paramedics completed a week-long training exercise for responding to chemical situations.
More and more we're seeing, more chemicals being transported by rail, by land cargo, by ship.
As you're going in, you're going to do some more monitoring.
And the possibility of an emergency occurring through an accident is even greater. Even in Ada County in the state of Idaho.
One of the biggest lessons is learning how to maneuver in the cumbersome gear.
My fingers are in here somewhere, really in there somewhere.
Seeing the chemical and biological dangers firsthand helps paramedics know how to respond.
We have to go in there. I know how to put all of this on. I know how to breathe with an SCBA. I know what I'm supposed to do.
Just like in a real emergency, crews are given their instructions.
Sodium hypochlorite.
Number 2.
That's the one you want.
You're taking care of number 2.
Okay.
And are off.
Whoa.
Once inside the contaminated
So
area,
that's the one.
it's a matter of using flashlights to find the leak and contain it. With air running low, this crew is forced to leave and make room for a backup team. But when it's all over, this drill makes Idaho a safer place in times of chemical disaster.
If I have no clue what hazardous materials is all about and how to take care of it, that's a big disadvantage for the community.
Ken Garland, Channel 6 News. So 2 men on with nobody out, and the Brewers on top here by a 6-1 score. This is the first real threat of the game that the Angels have had. And it is the first time tonight that they have had a runner as far as second base. Soho 0 for 2 on the night as Wegman bears down. And a bunt out in front of the plate. It's a good one. It'll be fielded by Wegman. His only play will be to first, but the sacrifice is complete as Soho does his job. The runner's moving up now. Parker to third base and Gaetti up to second. And Dick Schofield will step in. Schofield had the first hit of the game for the Angels back in the second inning, as he did pretty much what Soho just did. He bunted the ball out in front of the plate. As we take another look at the play right there with the sacrifice being completed, but back in the third inning, again, it was Schofield doing the same thing, except Wegman was not able to field the bunt as cleanly as he did here. Nice play by Billy as he barehands it, gets right back up and makes the throw to first base. A tough play by Bill Wegman. So Wegman in a bit of a jam now with 1 out and 2 men in scoring position. And the pitch to Schofield is a strike called. Wegman's last outing was in Oakland, where he beat the A's by a score of 7-0, and he got himself into a couple of predicaments in that contest. He did a couple of Houdini acts. Let's see if he can do another one here tonight. Shut the A's out 7-0 and pitched out of at least 3 jams in that contest, including one where he had the bases loaded and nobody out, and still did not allow a run. 0-1 the count on Schofield as he takes that offering a little bit high. Dick Schofield, another guy who's been around for a long time in the majors. But most of his career has been spent in California, in Anaheim. Wegman back with the 1-1 pitch, and he misses a little bit high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wegman has been a pitcher who has improved steadily throughout the course of the season. After going 1-1 with a 5.16 ERA in 5 games through May, Wegman has compiled an 8-5 record, and he's dropped that ERA to 2.80. There's a shot to short off the glove of Spires, and the runners are going to hold one at second base, but scoring on the play is going to be Dave Parker. Gaetti held at second. And we'll see how they rule it. It's going to go as a base hit. So give Schofield the RBI. A hot shot to short off the heel of the glove that time of Billy Spires. That allowed Parker to score, and Spires could do nothing but eat the ball. An infield single and an RBI for Schofield. That makes it a 6-2 game.